Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an update video, an unplanned one. I just finished recording the final episode of Totino, and I mentioned at the end of that I was going to make an update video, completely unplanned. Or not completely, but only been planned for a week with no idea of what I was actually going to do. And yes, welcome to my secondary monitor wallpaper. Say hi to Salter here. Yeah, I very recently changed it to a Weeby wallpaper instead of the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse that I used to have. I changed it from the very goth picture that I had to a very Weeby picture. But that's mostly just because this art's great, isn't it? It's really good. Genuinely, it's really fucking good. Really good art. I approve. Yeah. I have an update video. I've been thinking about things, and I'm probably going to title this video Ruminations of ruminating on the future of this channel or something like that. And that's sort of what I've been doing recently. I've been somewhat changing a lot of things in my life, not like major changes, just smaller stuff. Even something as small as like reorganizing. Like I got a new desk, I got a new bed, like that sort of stuff, like small stuff, but still important on a personal level, just like a change, even minor, but just a change, trying to improve things. Although the new desk was actually a lot for recording. If it wasn't for the whole like stuff that I want to record, I actually probably would not have gotten a new desk, or I would have gotten a smaller one and not the big fucking like 6 foot, what is this, like 6 feet 2 inches, I think, total desk that I'm sitting at. Yeah, I have thoughts and stuff that I am doing, stuff that I'm thinking about doing, and stuff that I'm going to do, but not for a while. As well as I've been thinking about content, like what kind of videos I want to make. Really is the big one. I want to make videos that have, or I want to record series that have meaning to me. I'm not going to stop, recording stuff. I don't see that happening anytime soon. Like even if nobody ever watched my channel again, I would just probably still keep recording because I enjoy doing this. I enjoy experiencing games in a way that I've not experienced them before. So I'm enjoying this, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. I don't want to just do visual novels, and I've not. I did an RPG earlier this year, but I think that's the only non-visual novel I've done. I'm going to do some other non-visual novel stuff for a little bit. And part of that is because, and a big reason of that actually, is because I have 2 visual novels that I want to do next year. For sure. Like either end of this, like mixture of end of this year and next year. One is pretty long in like the 20 to 30 hour range. The other one is really long in like the 50 to 60 hour range. So I'm figuring if I do both of those, that's going to take up about a year of time in my normal formatting, which I don't plan on changing. It is recording on a regular basis. Recording longer than like 30 minutes regularly is extremely difficult for me. Possible, but not something I see myself doing anytime soon, if ever. So with that, I kind of want to do a little bit of other stuff other than visual novels. And with changing stuff a little bit in my life, I've kind of thought about what I want to do on this channel, like what kind of content I want. I think I mentioned that already. I'm rambling. I have no script. I don't even have any notes, for Christ's sake. I have alcohol, and I have water, and Salter staring at me. And that's about it. Tasty. No, it's not. Fucking, I don't know why I keep saying that out of habit, I guess. Yeah, I want to do things on this channel. The content that I want to produce is stuff that's important to me. And I think I've mentioned some of this in my New Year's update. I have not gone and rewatched that to make sure. But I want to do stuff that's important to me in some way. I want the core of this channel to be stories that I love. Visual novels and RPGs are almost certainly going to be at the core of that. But I'm not going to be just visual novels. I want visual novels to sort of be my, I don't even want to say backbone, but it's what I want to go back to. I never want to stop doing visual novels. but I don't want to just do visual novels. My plan, my hope, my goal, or whatever, is to do at least one a year. Sometime in maybe one like a medium length one a year, or a few short ones, or doing the occasional longer one. But I don't want to do a bunch of long ones in a row. Bleh, excuse me. Because I think that can get kind of repetitive and boring, just having the same, series, or not series, but like one long series followed by another long series. And when I'm watching stuff on my own free time, I don't like doing that. I don't like when channels do that for the most part, well, they go from one long series to another long series. I want to have a little bit of variety in my channel. Just a little bit. But I'm not going to go crazy with it, Like, the next series I'm going to do is Undertale. And I'll go into a bit more detail about why I'm choosing Undertale specifically and my thoughts on Undertale in this series. But, well, it's different. It's a game that I really enjoy, and it's something I've wanted to do. If you want to know the honest answer, or an honest, I guess, description, my original plan for this channel, I was going to do Tsukihime. And then after I finished that, I was going to do Final Fantasy 1. Actually, I think I have it written down somewhere. Let's see here. Yes, I do. I was going to do Tsukihime, Doki Doki Literature Club, then Fate Stay Night, then Undertale, then Katawa Shoujo. That was my original when I first started this channel. That was the order I was going to do things. And I'm not doing that. I'm probably never going to play Katawa Shoujo on this channel. I've not finished it. I don't like slice of life romance that much in visual novel form, at least not for this. I have to have something else. It has to be something more than just slice of life romance. It has to have a gimmick. It has to have something else. So while I do think Katawa Shoujo is quite good, from what I've read, it's probably never going to appear on this channel, and I don't see just romance stories on this channel unless something were to happen and I was to change my mind very intently on what sort of visual novels I really enjoy. But I'm going to do more things like mystery or drama or dark, depressing, dark fantasy, dark comedy, modern day fantasy, or urban fantasy rather, stuff like that, or stuff that's just like weird or just creepy. Creepy is a good one. Weird. I like weird stories. So if something's weird, that would be what I would want to play on the channel. So sort of expect that with visual novels. And I have one of the visual novels that I want to do next year. The shorter one isn't that well known. Let me think. I think it had like 200 something in the low 200s total reviews on VNDB, on Visual Novel Database. And I played it recently. It's really fucking good. Like really, really good. And I'm excited to play that. I finished it like a week ago. No, that's not true. I finished it a couple of days ago. I finished it Sunday. And I knew as soon as I finished it that I needed to play it on the channel. I wanted to, or not needed to, but I really wanted to. I thought it would make a great series. And I'm right, I think it will make a great series. So that's something to look forward to. The longer series is pretty well known by visual novel standards. I'm not going to tell you what either of them are, because that's not fun. But yeah, the longer one is fairly popular. The shorter one is fairly unknown, but really good. They're both really good. I have another couple of visual novels that I want to do. One I'm going to do this year. That's pretty niche, decently well known if you're into that sort of niche. But it's fairly niche, but I enjoyed it. Hell, I enjoyed it enough where I'm debating on going and making my own flowchart from it, so I can make sure that I show off all of the endings I want to show off as a matter of fact. But I don't know if I will or not. What else? God, I'm like rambling. I'm also. It's, what is it, 11:30 almost? Yeah, I'm usually in bed, like, preparing for bed anyway, like 20 minutes ago. Yeah, I usually take my medicine to go to sleep, like a little after 11. lay down in bed, kind of relax, unwind, and stuff like that to fall asleep by hopefully about midnight, 12:30, something like that. Anyway, but I've been thinking about that, and other series that I want to do. I have stuff to do that I want to do rather. God, I'm more intoxicated than I thought I was. I mean, I've had most of a glass of wine, so there is that. And I've had most of a third of a bottle of wine. Let's put it that way. When I drink a glass of wine, I'm drinking like a third of a bottle of wine. So there is that. The series I want to do. Yes, I want to do things that, I think I mentioned this, that have a story or are important to me. So everything on this channel in the future and in the past actually are things that are going to be meaningful to me in some way. A game I want to share, a game that means a lot to me, a game that either helped shape who I am as a person, or more likely shaped my taste in fiction and media and games, whatever. So there's that. But I also have a friend that I'm quite close to that lives in a different part of the country than I do. That's had a really rough time as of late. And the next few series I'm going to do are, because they watch my channel occasionally when they have time. They don't have a lot of time, so they don't watch it a ton. But when they do have time, they do watch. I'm just watching my timer tick up and realized I should have made a script, or at least not a script, but at least made myself some notes on what to talk about. Oh, I'm bad at this. Yeah, they've been having a rough time as of late. Like for a while, but especially more recently. And I have a couple of series that I wanted to play with them, and like before I started the YouTube thing, games that I wanted to play with them, or I wanted to watch them play, or vice versa, and that sort of thing. Because I have always been in the play games with friends, or watch a friend play a game, or have the friend watch me play a game, just depending on what the game is, of course. It's just one of the reasons why I decided to start the channel. But anyway, I have a couple of series that I really wanted them to either play on their own, and me watching them, or play together. So the series I have in mind are going to be ones like that. They're going to be very unfitting for the channel. I mean, hell, one of them is a puzzle game from like 10-ish years ago. The other is a platformer from the early to mid 2000s. And they're games that I fucking love. I fucking adore those games. Just dropped my phone. But they're not really, for the most part, not what I initially intended for the channel. But just reached to grab my phone. Ugh. And phone kit. But they're things that I want to share with that person, and I think it would at least cheer them up a little bit to bring a sense of normalcy, and something for them. So at least for Undertale, that's going to happen no matter what. The series that I play after that is probably the next 3 series, Undertale, and then one or two, and then at least 1, if not 2 series after that are going to happen basically no matter what for that person. So I apologize if that's not something that they're not something that you want to see, and I get that. I understand, but the friend is very important to me, and well, if I can do something even minor to cheer them up, I'm going to. So there's that. And so yeah, I mentioned something in the New Year's update about Halloween, and my original plan fell through. Not like in a way of I can't do it. I'm not going to. I was going to play a horror RPG Maker game that I played a long time ago, like 10, 15 years ago. 10, 13 years ago. Because it wouldn't be 15 years. I'm just trying to do math of when I was able to have played. Anyway, I was kind of going through it recently to remind myself of the game so I could go through it again on my own to prepare and then record it for the channel for October, for Halloween. That's not going to work. It's going to be really boring to watch, so I'm not going to play it. It is a lot more boring and walking simmy than I originally remembered it. Not as much horror. The atmosphere and story is great. It's just, excuse me. It's just, not something that I think would work well for the channel, for a channel in general. It's not something that I think would be fun. So I have a couple of other things in mind. I'm going to test some of them. But I still have stuff in mind. I had like 3 or 4 options at the turn of this year that I was thinking about doing for Halloween, and I really want to do something for Halloween. So there's that. There's still something to look forward to as long as we're not in the middle of a series. And hell, I might pause a series to do at least one thing for Halloween-y, horror-y thing for Halloween, because I love Halloween. But I don't know. We'll see when we get there. God, I'm almost 15 minutes. Oh God, and I'm not even finished talking about everything I want to talk about. Though I am almost done. Let's say almost. I fucking ramble like a madman. That's probably because I'm a madman. Yeah, there's also going to be some changes to the channel. I need to change my description. I've channel about page. I've been needing to get to that and keep forgetting. But I'll do it later. Probably. I'm forgetful. I don't like the quality of some things. Some things I can't change. I don't have the money to buy a computer, for example. A better fucking computer. A computer's not horrible. It's just, not up to snuff recording wise. But yeah, the one thing that I can change, the biggest thing that I am changing, is mic quality. I don't like my mic quality. I hate hearing myself speak, period. My mic's not great. It's not horrible. Like it could be worse, and I could probably do some things to help up the quality a little bit, but not a ton. It's still only like a $50 or $60 mic. It's an external mic, but it's still fairly cheap. And I'm going from that. I have purchased, has not arrived yet. I'm waiting for them to be shipped, essentially, like next week, I think, is when they're going to be delivered. So possibly actually before I start up Undertale, but I can't guarantee that. Yeah, what was I thinking about? Oh, I'm getting a new mic. I'm going from my audio setup is going from about $50 to $60 to about $300. I think it's all said and done. I'm getting an actual proper mic and an XLR interface, and I know I probably shouldn't do that, and my mic probably will work fine if I messed with it some. I really want a dynamic mic being one. I'm not getting a Shure SM7B, for example. I don't have that kind of money. I don't have much money in general. But going from what I have now, which is a condenser mic, to a dynamic mic is going to help me a lot, as well as going to a mic that I can mount on a boom arm, which I am purchasing, which I'm including in that price range, is going to be very helpful. I also, in the future, but I don't know when, am intending to get a capture card. And so getting a better mic with a boom arm that I can kind of sit back in my chair a bit and look at my TV instead of sitting at my desk, how I'm sitting now, like straight up. I can't lean back in my chair, because if I do, you can't hear me, and it makes funny noises. Well, you can technically hear me, but you can't hear me for shit, and I would have to bump up my gain by like twice what it is almost. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So I'm getting a mic with a boom arm. I'm getting a mic and I'm getting a boom arm to attach to the mic, rather. It's going to be much better quality, so hopefully my audio quality is going to be upping like a good amount pretty soon. And like I said, with the capture card, there are systems that I want to play. I have a couple of Xbox 360 games that I want to play, a couple of PS3 games that I would like to play on the channel. I know with PS3 I'm going to have to get a fucking HDMI splitter to actually be able to record and bypass HDCP, but whatever. As well as a couple of PS4 games that I want to record, just looking over to my side over there. But that's quite a ways in the future. Probably not for quite a while. You never know, that might change, but I kind of doubt that'll be anytime soon. But I think that's everything. Yeah, new mic coming in soon, hopefully very soon. So slightly new setup for that. I mentioned the series I'm going to start, what my plans for the channel are. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I need to talk about. And as always, as in any update video, if you have any thoughts or comments about anything that I mentioned in the video, or just thoughts and comments in general, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I will read every comment and I respond to every comment if it's something that I feel like I have a response to. But even if I don't, I'll still at least thumbs up the comment. So there's at least that, if you care about that sort of thing. I've almost finished my drink. Yeah. I'm just trying to make sure there's nothing I'm forgetting, because I've just been thinking about a lot of stuff channel-wise recently. Yeah, if you don't like the sort of direction that I'm going, at least for the near future, I'm sorry. I am. I know I can't please everybody, and I could, even if one person wanted me to do this series, and I mean, I would at least consider it. But yeah, I really want to do the thing for my friend, because, you know, that sort of stuff is meaningful to me, and hopefully will be meaningful to them, and they are aware I'm doing it. So this isn't just something I'm deciding to do out of the blue. They're aware, and they thought that it didn't sound like an awful idea. So, you know, there's that. So yeah, but if you have any thoughts or hell, if you want to ask a question, I'll answer questions. I don't really want to do a full Q&A, but if you have a fucking couple of questions, ask. Feel free. Just anything you think about, anything channel related, anything video related, feel free to ask if you have anything. If not, well, I hope to see you at the start of Undertale. Well, again, as I said at the end of Totino, goodbye and good night.